All right, what it do, YouTube? This is Dirtavious Tyrone Caliber, and we are back again with episode 6 redo. And I'll explain about that later. We are finally going to take the combat test for bounty hunting. So I'll explain each part when we get to it. But the reason why I say this is a redo, I recorded this one Wednesday. And when I tell you it was one of those Murphy's Law days that whatever could go wrong, did go wrong, everything absolutely went wrong. And so the ship I'm about to show you right now that I got my hands on is the MISC Fortune. This is my scrapper. It's still pretty much stock, but I know a lot of people have told me to go get, or I've read a lot of going get the Vulture. That the Vulture is better and stuff like that. I think I just like the look of this better because this just looks like, this honestly just looks like they made it out of sheet metal and just decided not to paint it. They just put stickers on it and called it good. That's the main reason. You know, while I'm still trying to figure out what to do in this game and how all the systems really work and stuff like that, I just figure go with what looks right. Since I'm mainly just doing PvE, I figure just let it ride for now. And if stuff goes wrong, stuff goes wrong. But so let's take you a bit through the ship. Got a trusty little bathroom here, which actually has space to, you know, do your business and actually close the door, as opposed to my daily driver, the 325, which, look, I love the 325, but the fact that you got the pot and it's not big enough for you to close the door, and you have a long overhead window right above you, I'm like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. We got to do better than this. It kind of defeats the purpose of the bathroom. But it is what it is, I guess. I don't know. But we got a little bed here with 900K SCU of space. Or, I guess, micro SCU of space. Which is good for a good amount of run. Here is your life support, your radar, and a bit of your, a lot of your components that are sitting here. This is the pistol rack. So it looks like it is effectively pistols only. Pistols and the multi-tool for this area. So that's the jump drive. Already talked about that a bit. Now, gravity gen. Y'all are going to have to school me on what the gravity gen is and what it does. Because I know when I think of gravity generator, I think of the artificial gravity gen in Space Engineers. Just in this particular case, compact. So you're sleeping underneath your shield. I don't know if that makes you feel like you're more protected, but it is what it is. Now, I like this little walkway where you got the windows out here and you can see the boxes, kind of see the back of the boxes going into each spot. This seems to be the auto eject area where you do your scrapping. And then this is your elevator where it looks like you can actually put some stuff in it, but we'll find out later because, okay, so those are your cooler, or that's your cooler. These are your shields. So what I eventually want to do is I want to put some stuff, some scrap from the ship we're about to get our hands on. Some of the stuff from there I want to put in that elevator, because there might be some parts in there we might want to keep. So I'm still running the default scrapper right now, which is the small one. I didn't get the, I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. It starts with an A. But that one is bigger. It scraps faster. And I think it might also be more efficient with it. But when I actually do this on a more consistent basis, I'll play around with it more and start doing more of my upgrades. Now, the one thing I do like about this is this HUD. This HUD looks like such a trucker's hood. Like, I love it. This looks like such a trucker's hood. Like, if you would have told me you could put this ship on Star Trucker as like a starter ship in Star Trucker, I believe you. Because that's what it feels like. That's what this HUD feels like. It feels like something from Star Trucker. And I love it. So, we got one pip left. All right. And we have maxed out shields. Well, we'll keep the radar max. Why not? So, with that done, let us get off the ground. And once we leave here, I'm going to go ahead and grab our contract. Now, I've gotten moderately better at flying in this game. I've gotten moderately better at this game. The vertical landings in stations still give me issues. Still feels like, you know, that aspect still gives me issues. So let's get out of here. We are out of the armistice zone. Oh, hey, there we go. GG's. Okay, right before I started recording, my Moby Glass kept swaying in the wind. So I'm like, okay, this is starting to get on my nerves. All right. So, let's see. Where are we going to go? You know what? Let's go ahead and grab the 315. Cause of accident, asteroid collision at Beautiful Glen. And both of these are over at Beautiful. All right. So we are off to Beautiful Glen. This is interesting because, like, I've said it on stream earlier today. said, I love building ships. It's one of the only redeeming qualities I can really point to with Starfield. It's one of the reasons why I have nearly 2,000 hours in Space Engineers. I love building ships. I love building ships. And one thing about this game that is different than a lot of the other games that I do play, you know, with Corvettes in No Man's Sky, I can build them kind of how I want to do whatever I want, but there's no real specific, I guess for lack of a better phrase, there's no specific role. There isn't a, I'm going to build a hauler or I'm going to build a whatever. All the ships kind of do the same thing. Kind of the same way with Starfield. Yes, there's a bit more variance with it. You put more cargo space in it, you can haul more stuff, more quests, but it is pretty shallow. Elite's ships can do everything, not everything well, but it can do everything. I will admit, after stream today, I kind of thought about it a bit more. I started realizing how much I did miss the ability to have a ship that is dedicated for this. Like in this case, you know, a ship that is dedicated just to scrap things. That's it. That's the whole purpose of this ship. You're not using this ship to bring the smoke. You're not using this ship really to haul a lot of things or whatever. It can haul, but that's not what it's built for and whatever. So having specialized ships does kind of break me out of what I normally do. And I normally end up picking more of your all-around ships. One of the reasons why, like in this game, I did pick the 325. Because, you know, stripping some ships and stuff like that, being able to do a lot of these things, yeah, being able to knock this out was important to me. But at the same time, having something like this, having something that is a dedicated ship just for scrapping things is important, is a gameplay loop that I can sink my teeth into, and something that does it well. All right. Let's get into this. So we got the origin jump works. Now, I don't necessarily have a particular favorite company right now. But at the same time, my daily driver, as it stands, is my my bougie fighter, as I like to call it. All right. Hey, I am able to put my helmet on this time. All right, so when I recorded this last time, I tried to so when I tried to record this time, as I was putting my helmet on to get ready to leave, because I pulled a ship or pulled a part from one of, I think it was like a Drake something. I forget which ship it was. Read a repeater, but I pulled the part off of the ship and said, okay, so I'm now going to go out and grab it. And when I went to when I went to get out of the seat to go put on my helmet, we had a server issue, which means for some reason, my helmet ended up going into somewhere, which also meant I did not have a helmet. Which means I could not grab any parts. Okay. Let's see. Can I fit this thing in here? Now, I don't quite know how good these pieces are. And I don't know if I could actually repair it. But considering this one is almost toast, let's see if we can get it into the ship itself. Oh. Been on this road before with some of these. Plus, this is a size 3, so it's not going to be small. Okay. It's there. I hope this thing doesn't break, because this would be terrible bad. Short grip tractor beam. Size 2. Mind if I do? Now, I am... One thing I will say is I am a little nervous about how that gun is sticking out. I want to see how quickly I can open and close this thing. I don't know why I would need another tractor beam, but it's there, so I am going to take it. What is... Oh. You, my friend. Hey there. Okay, so that's another shredder repeater. I must have pulled the one from the other side. All right. So we got the second one. That's all I'm gonna grab. Let's get back over here. One day I'm gonna have to visit beautiful Glen. Now, I don't know if you can visit beautiful Glen, because some of these places I have tried to quote unquote visit, they've told me it's private property and you will be shot on sight. And stuff like that. So my hope right now is able to close the door. And it made it. Let's go. So that little area that I thought was hanging out. Hey, right. We're good. Let's go. All right. Okay, now can I get back into my ship? That's the question. There we go. All right. All right, let's close all this up. And now, let's see. Let's see if I remember how to do any of this. Because I did a little bit of it last time before things went completely off the rails. All right. So, all right. So we're back to the guns, missiles, and you know what? Let's scan it. Let's scan it. Let's see what we can see if there's anything in here, just to be curious. Now to everybody in the chat, cargo in here. The parts, missiles. Just to be curious. But all right. Is there a way? Oh, that's not what I'm looking to do. There we go. So, is there a way to kind of, I guess for lack of a better phrase, repair a ship for it to be usable? I've read some things that says it's possible. I've read others that said, I guess you can, but you can't necessarily keep them, since they're not necessarily assigned to you. Okay. There's that. Now let's see. Let's go back over to this thing and let's see if I can start doing the eject system. Like cargo to eject. Okay, so this is just crafting stuff. So we're not going to craft anything right now. Okay, so there we go. That's it. The bottom down there. That's the auto eject. All right, cool. All right. Let's get back to it. But yeah, I've heard, like, I guess conflicting things that said you can do it, but you can't necessarily keep it because they're not assigned to you. You can fly them and put them in your hangar, but you can't really do anything with them or something. So I'm curious. As I scrap this beautiful ship. Look, if this was almost any other game, I would have found a way to repair this ship and took it up on out of here. This hurts to do. Because I do like these types of ships. I do like these types of ships. And it does hurt to scrap them. But at the same time, money got to be made. Especially when I just blew effectively most of my current bank account on the ships that I have right now. These hobbies are expensive. Where we at? 70? It almost feels like I'm playing Power War Simulator. You know that one part in the game where there's like one last speck of dust that you need to find? To finish the mission. At right here, looks like the last speck of dust. All right, like that's everything. All right, that's all of it. Let's take a look at the side. We did do the auto eject. And we have 2 boxes. All right. Now, apparently, I guess what I'm doing. That's the window. Does this thing even have anything, enough stuff to explode? Period? And I'm not going in. I don't have any space. Oh well. Oh, that's enough out of that. All right. Does this thing even have missiles on it? Does this thing even have missiles? I don't think it does. I don't think it does. But anyway, let's get out of here. Let us skedaddle. Oh. So it did have stuff in it. Some tin and some waste. Well, guess we won't have to worry about that. Anyway. Let's get out of here. Let's go home. Go back to Seraphim. So we got that done. I'm happy about it. Reason why I'm happy about it was this is at least something that with all the stuff that went wrong a few days ago when trying to record this, able to get this right feels good. Number one. Number two, reason why I'm at Seraphim right now instead of back at Orison, which Orison is my favorite city now, was because somehow, some way, and I don't know if any of y'all in the community knows how to fix this, but when I got done recording, and I'm gonna have some pictures of it during here, and I'm gonna turn them into shorts so y'all can see what I had to deal with during the day of recording. But when I went back to Orison to go put this ship up, for some odd reason, my C1 was sitting in the small hangar. I don't know how it got there. I don't know why it was there. But in order for me to park this ship, I actually had to land on top of my C1 in order to be able to do anything. It was a little annoying. Don't get me wrong. It was quite annoying. So I think honestly that was the first time between losing my helmet and not being able to grab some of these parts from the Drake, and the server skipping at the time that it did, and between that and that ship being in my my small hangar, this was honestly the first time I was pretty angry at the game. Not necessarily with the game, but it was the first time I think I was really angry about the game. because I love this outfit. You know, I call it the Dollar Tree Mega Man outfit. I love this outfit. So I had to fly back to Area 18 to go get another helmet. I got a few more pieces, duplicate pieces, just in case something like that happened again. All right, there we go. I never turned off quantum drive. But I say I'm going kind of fast for like regular speed, but yeah, apparently I didn't turn it off. But anyway, yeah, so that was one of the first times I was pretty angry with the game. Not enough for me to be like, you know, oh, I don't want to play this anymore or whatever. But my workaround was to move my stuff up to Seraph and whatnot. Now the C1 is gone, but my 350 is somehow duplicated in my small hangar. Thankfully, it's off on the side, so it doesn't bother anybody and whatever. But one of the things I'm debating on doing is taking this ship, using the tractor beam on that one, and effectively just throw it out the airlock. One of the beauties of being on this type of planet, I'm just gonna throw it out. To where I can keep everything clean and organized. But after I did all the changeover stuff, thankfully the medium hangar wasn't bad. But I could tell when I was in the middle of recording, I was equally flustered and pissed by that. And I wasn't necessarily mad at the game itself. I was just like, you know, I'm a person that, and this is a more for public service announcement. Do not be afraid of therapy. Said it during my stream. I am prior military, and I have spent better part of a decade in therapy for, you know, for post-military issues and stuff like that. And I actually had to reach back to those days during that time. Like I said it before, and I'll say it again. The me that is here, or the me that was there in the past, like, in a way, I was glad that I had not heard of Star Citizen around that time, because I would have been a lot angrier about some of the glitches, some of the bugs that were in this game. Now they're easier to deal with because of the fact that I'm not looking for absolute perfection in anything, any and everything, and saying, okay, if this doesn't work, throw everything in the trash. Now it's just, I just want to enjoy the game. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, all right, let's see. there we go. All right, so let's go put this in here. Let's go grab the guns from out of here. And we can call this salvage run a success. Kinda. Oh, it's pretty well a success. I didn't get all the components and stuff out of it. But at the same time, I'm not necessarily expecting, you know, in-game stuff for $1,000. That would be a little game breaking. But yeah. It's been a fun experience. Yeah, it has its bugs and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's a lot easier to deal with now than what it was beforehand. Like, I wasn't the angriest person during that time, but days like a few days ago would have honestly had me delete. That's how tense I was. Now I have fun. And if stuff happens. It's $45. You know, I'm not tripping. I want the game to succeed. I want the game to do well. There we go. I want the game to succeed. I want the game to do well. I want more of these types of games to play because I want to play them. And I think I have everything out of there. Go ahead and put. So now, with that out of the way, go ahead and put this thing here. This thing up. And thankfully, I have replicas of each. So now, with that contract out of the way, the last thing I want to do, since this was supposed to be 2 separate videos, I'm combining them into one. But what we're going to do is, I've been playing around enough with the very low risk targets. One of the reasons why I was able to pull the guns and stuff off of the last ship is because I had been kind of playing around with sucker punches and the distortion cannons and stuff like that with this ship and learning how to grip a ship down, like, just with modules. There have been a few times where I've taken 350, used my tractor beam, the handheld, the max tractor beam or whatever, while we're hovering over a planet, and basically throw it at the planet after I've disabled it. Just so it can be in gravity and I can get my hands on whatever parts I want in a more controlled environment. Now, do I know what I'm doing? Absolutely not. But it's something that I'm learning on the fly. Broadening my knowledge base on these things, putting it in practicals, and in a manner of speaking, make it make sense. But now it's time for me to get off of the very low risk and let's go ahead and get the beginner's permit. Now, granted, it's still risk assessment low, But at the same time, I'm still a rookie at this. Based on assessment of your development abilities, Bounty Hunters Guild would like to offer you the chance to earn your tracker's beginner's permit. Permit will signify that you are qualified to track and apprehend low-risk targets. Criminals traditionally fly smaller ships, but typically have a few escorts, which makes them more challenging. To successfully complete this certification process, you must apprehend an LRT-ranked criminal by the name of Bernard Duvall, last seen in TFP on Daymar. And of course, the disclosures right here. So we're going to go ahead and pay the 1,000 credit free. Going to go ahead and track it. And the ship that I use, we're going to debut this ship, is the Scorpius.
Huh? Got your pay on tap and ready to go once you punch him out.
Now, I just got this ship yesterday, and I just finished getting it out enough. Honestly, I like it because of the looks. It's also my first quote unquote, for lack of a better word, two-player ship. Because I know as a solo person, I won't be able to use the remote turrets right now. So first off, let me drop this. So I just got this kitted out. The ship has all attrition 3s on it. Oh, one thing I did, when people were describing this ship, one thing that they did say was a problem with it was how long it takes for you to get in. So this ship is not built for a quick getaway. Oh, so can I help if I actually, turn everything on?
Welcome to Public Space Industries. Enjoy the ride.
So, how did I have this set? How did I have this? So, right now I'm running the polar cooler on one end and the vapor block for another. I am putting one on the radar. I am running the Lurica shields. And the reason why I'm running the Lurica is, yes, it's lower HP on the shields, but it charges faster. And like I said before, I'm running all attrition 3s on it. So I can get as many of the pips as I can with this. Still under half heat consumption on this, but I just love the look of this thing. I just do. I love the look of this thing. I love ships with movement on them like this. It's one of the reasons why in No Man's Sky, the Sentinel ships are my favorite style of ships in that game because of the movement. I just love the subtle movements. And the fact that this has a bit of an X-Wing vibe to it, like this, that's the sole reason why I bought the ship. I don't know enough for me to be able to say, oh, this and that, and this and da-da-da-da-da, and whatever. Right now, my saving grace is, does it look good? And this ship does indeed look good. Now I'm gonna have to get used to things. I have to remember H and J are my toys and all this other stuff, but we'll see what I can do with it.
Shields on.
So we gotta head out to Daymar. And so it's just a straight shot to Daymar. I do think it is one advantage of being out here on a station. Places are a lot easier to get to because you're already in space.
Auto drive is now off.
Okay. But right now, I just love the look of this ship. I do. Now, how good is it? I don't know. I'm eventually going to own all of the ships you can get for UEC or creds, for lack of a better word. I'm eventually own all of them because I just like owning all of them.
Shields on.
But we are going to see what's going to be considered my quote unquote daily driver. But right now, that is my 350. That can easily change. So for y'all, question for you. What goes into your decision of what is considered a daily driver? Okay, I just have to remember sometimes these ships want to torpedo into me. So I am going to have to keep that in mind. Normally I would scan, but I'm not doing any scanning this time. It is see fool, shoot fool. I'm here to give people this work. And what's funny is after seeing my combat skill in Elite earlier today on stream, I'm actually a better fighter in Star Citizen. It's kind of bad. But yet, buddy, just want to talk. That's all. I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I just want to talk. I have a feeling it's going to be in the Nine Tail. How do y'all keep hiding? Get out of these people's house. Just let me come talk to you. Let's see these two. Oh, 3 of them. 4 of them. I'm going to go out on a limb and say these are not mine. All right. Yellow. All right. That sounds more like it. Okay. Now let's see if I can get through this without, you know, spontaneously combusting. No, I'm still running in coupled mode. Like that's what it's called. I ain't there yet for decoupled yet. 3 here. And I am ready to put this ship through its paces. And look, if I get cooked, I get cooked. Normally, they show up within 5 kilometers of me, but the only ships I see are these 2. Camera rule. Those aren't the ones I'm looking for because are they the ones? Are these the true? Nope. Roger Ula. So it's not y'all. Okay, we're back. Trying this again. After trying to figure out where this person is, we finally got a neutralized situation here. And you, brother? Both of my missiles missed. Wow. And it's visual. These missiles suck. Oh, have to do this the old-fashioned way. And I have heard about this. That was kind of anticlimactic.
Great. Let me cross them off the list and get you paid.
That was kind of anticlimactic. Ooh. Well, I have my next permit, so you know what? I'm going to call this a win. I am recording a lot later than I expected to, or a lot longer than I expected, but of course, we should all be to that by now.
Shields are off.
So, head back to Seraphim, put this up, and call it a day. I'm probably gonna go out and do another one of these at another time, so might make a addendum to this video, but
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off.
we're here now.
Quantum drive is now on.
But hopefully, now that I have the permit,
Quantum drive is now off. Quantum drive is now off.
so now with me having the permit,
Quantum drive is now on.
everything should be cool. I should be able to get some of the tougher missions and
Shields are on.
stuff like that, so I can get some practice on something a bit harder than I normally would. But the end was kind of anticlimactic this time around, sadly. Because from what I understood, there's normally escorts that are there with them. Looked like it was an Avenger Titan that was there, but unfortunately, that Avenger Titan was just kind of taking up space. But at the very least, finally found one that was actually there instead of, you know, they're in the white. But I abandoned this mission, I want to say like 4 times? 4 separate times? So after 4 runs of this, I will take what I can get. Here? Agent?
Landing gear deployed.
Oh, I don't know if it's a server thing. I don't know if it's a known issue or whatnot for this, but you know what? I'll take the win. Win is a win. Again. So hopefully I will be able to take on a bit of the tougher missions.
Landing complete.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to take on some of the tougher missions. And I can try to figure out more of my ability to fight in this game. But next episode should be a bit simpler because we're going to start mercenary mission. More on foot stuff as we trade for the Onyx of Evil. So, with that being said, thank y'all for watching this. Thank y'all for watching this whole series, commenting, liking, subscribing, and everything. Like I said before, my plan is to have these episodes out every Friday. Obviously, I think this one is going to be out Sunday. That's the plan. But every Friday is going to be every other episode with it. I will post some shorts starting next week of the original version of this episode, all the stuff that was going on and whatever. But other than that, like I said, I am enjoying this game, flaws and all. I mean, I can't sit here and say, oh, well, the game has all these flaws and all these bugs when I've spent the last 20 some odd years playing Bethesda games. So, yeah, games have bugs. And I can either keep playing it or delete the game. And I'm having too much fun to delete the game. So, anyway, y'all take it easy. Like I said, stay fast so the darkness never catches you. Stay youthful because old is simply just a state of mind. Stay kind because the world will forever need more kindness. And stay uplifting so we all can eat. If we do all that, we can all go beyond the measure of our reach. See y'all out in the verses. I'll let y'all next time.